the tape for this, our main event of the evening. 4 years the difference in age between these two fighters, with big differences in height and reach. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Fighting out of Minto, New South Wales, Australia, Assassin. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 14 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Busan, South Korea, the Korean Superboy, Doo Ho Choi.
You've been given your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it official.
Ready. Ready to fight?
All right, so here we go with the start of round 1. I can tell how excited you are for this matchup. Seems to be a striking advantage on one side, but maybe not.
This is a big-time fight. It feels like a big moment for both of these guys' careers. Who is going to be able to implement their game plan the best in this matchup between these two big-time athletes?
All right, early round 1 here. Big reach advantage, DC. We'll see if he can employ that patented jab.
Yes, he has to maintain distance. He's the taller guy. So every time his opponent tries to enter, he's going to have to take something on the way inside.
Some fighters shy away from checking a leg kick. Check that one. All right, so again, we find ourselves here in the clinch where there are obviously no shortage of subtleties and nuances. A lot of motions in here that maybe are lost on the casual fan.
Absolutely, and it's going to be the underhook. For all the things that happen in this position, the person winning and controlling the underhook battle is the one out ahead. Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Oh, a little single collar tie there.
Right hand punches the clinch.
Out of range with that kick attempt. Whiffs on the straight right hand. Throws the right hand there. Swing and a miss by the Korean Superboy. Blocks the shot. Oh, single collar tie here.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
And just inches away from landing one of those big right hands. Now connects with a right.
Look at how he turns his hip over when he throws that kick. This is his game. He likes to control his opponent's posture with that collar tie and land those nice elbows around the guard. That's a big strike right there. Ooh, head kick lands, he's hurt. shot to the body. Beautiful kick.
All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. So there it is, taller fighter landing a knee to the body. Oh, and he lands another knee there, DC. He talked a lot to us about his length and his size advantage. Doesn't always pay to be the taller fighter. In this instance, it certainly did. And the left kick there with conviction. Oh, looked like he might have been in range, but misses with the kick. And just misses with that big right hand.
Nice. You take more of these leg kicks, you will not be able to be very active on your feet.
Well, really using his reach advantage there with that punch, DC. Single collar tie now. Oh, here's a kick to the body, blocked though by the Korean Super Bowl. Just missed with the left there. Oh, nice punch there by Choi. 20 seconds to go. All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. 10 seconds to go. Oh, beautiful straight right hand. The horn sounds for the end of round one. A lot of high-level highlights from that last round, DC. Take us through the replay.
If he fought like this, I would be comfortable entering him into a K1 level kickboxing competition. He's that good at finding and landing those kicks at will. He needs to continue to do this as the fight goes on.
All right, so after he landed a high number of kicks in the previous round, we'll see if he can keep it going here as our next round gets underway.
He should stay the course. He's so educated with his legs and his feet that he's given his opponent a very difficult time trying to anticipate what's coming his way. Nice punch lands over the top. Ooh, what a head kick. Another punch to the head. He's really turning every part of himself into those strikes to the head.
Ooh, blocks the shot. All right, so he's landed some good shots. You hate to be overly critical, but nothing really in terms of combinations tonight.
Well, the jab has been looking great. How about jab, jab, right hand?
Right.
Because eventually you're gonna have to put something on your opponent that's gonna really make him pause. I believe the jab has been working so well, if he drops a big right hand after it, he may be able to finish his fight.
Oh, collar tie. Right hook to the head, blocked. Here he is back in the clinch.
Left hand punch from the clinch.
And he lands a kick to the leg now. Pretty good work on the feet tonight by the Korean Super Bowl.
Nice punch there.
Takedown defense holds up. Nice elbow in the clinch there up top by Choi. All right, he engages in a single collar tie. And he landed the right hand there. Oh, nice check on the leg kick offering there. All right, single collar tie now.
Beautiful head kick. When you're in the clinch, you can pull down on the head and land these beautiful punches to the head.
Oh, and he connects there. His hands look good tonight.
So fast. I mean, this guy has tremendous hand speed.
Oh, nice slip. Right to the target. Let's see if his opponent can survive.
I cannot believe he is still standing after taking that punch.
Well, you saw us reference it in the tail of the tape, DC. He's got the reach advantage and certainly made good use of it there in landing that jab. Oh! Jockeying for position in the clinch. Both fighters here trying to get a more dominant position. as he landed a high volume of strikes here in round 2. Definitely picking up the pace after round 1. So he got the message from the corner, and now he is taking control of this second round. And they separate. Got the single collar tie.
Right hand punch from the clinch.
Oh, he eats a knee.
I mean, look at the commitment to kicking in this fight.
Flush right hand is true. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. Oh, he's got it going now. Nice connection there, DC.
Another punch landed.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there.
Massive knee lands from the side punch.
Checks that leg kick. Oh, how did he eat that uppercut? And they separate. Oh, nice job by him to get the meat of the target there, using his length exceptionally well tonight. Oh, a little single collar tie there.
Beautiful punch.
Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue. And they separate. Man, he is so sound defensively. Nice job to raise the guard there.
It's the relaxation that allows him to see things coming and block most of the strikes that are coming at him.
Ooh. All right, leading with the right hand. You don't see that every day. It was certainly effective for him there.
If you're going to throw your power hand first, you got to be very aware not to get countered.
And both guys really throwing with authority. Choi's punch to the body looked pretty good, but ultimately it gets blocked by the defense. Nice job there. "30 seconds now to go in the round. Again, he's looking for that left. It's not there. 15 seconds. Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. All right, round 3 coming up next.
Let's get back out here and work on deep breath and relax. There's a lot of blood. Cut you open good.
All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
All right, next round is now underway. Previous round, not necessarily a tough act to follow. Pretty good, not great.
Pretty good round, but not the best round. Sometimes that's what you get when you have fighters that are so evenly matched.
Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect. Oh, single collar tie here.
Big kick lands. Big head kick lands.
Nice punch there by the Korean Superboy. Slips the punch.
What a tricky head kick.
Well, straight right hand has been a good weapon for him. He misses with it there. All right, so he connects with another punch there, kind of targeting that cut.
I mean, when you get a cut on your opponent and you see it and it's pouring blood, you continue to attack it. Every time you land, you can see that it splits a little bit more. Great job finding that weakness and really taking advantage of it.
Well, not only has he stayed aggressive as he was in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes, but he's also been efficient, not just with his strikes, but also with his body movement. Complete performance out of this fighter here tonight. Well, he continues to stay busy. What do they say, DC? Punches in bunches?
Punches in bunches. He's landing them upside his opponent's head over and over again. Big punch from the clinch.
All right, some really grueling work here in the clinch. Both fighters really struggling to gain a dominant position.
That happens whenever you understand the position. both know exactly what they need to do. And when both fighters are trying to do the same thing, it's very, very difficult to get the desired result.
And he's looking for that left hand, just missed.
Right hand punch in the clinch.
Lands a punch. Strong defense here as the hook to the head is blocked. Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right. Right punches there.
Nice looping punch. Oh, man.
Well, we talked about that reach advantage as you see him land the straight punch there. Great job using his length in that situation. Now going upstairs with the left hook.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. Nice straight right lands. Single collar tie now. And look at the redness starting to appear on the left side of his body. His opponent would be wise to continue to attack there.
Nice strike. Big leg kick land.
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Oh, huge block. Oh, he got that knee up to the head. Oh, collar tie.
Grabbing the back of the head, pulling forward on the head, and then landing those beautiful punches. Really's got his opponent noticing. Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
And they separate. Oh, misses with the jab.
Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down.
Oh, he just continues to pour it on. He has been aggressive all night long with his striking. Got to be careful here to not empty the gas tank. So far, so good, though, in this round. All right, he engages in the single collar tie. And that'll do it. 15 minutes in the books. All right, well, his kicking game was outstanding in that round. We'll see if his opponent can make the adjustments, but take us through the replays before we get there.
It's always weird to watch a young fighter start to come into his own. Early in his career, he did not have this ability. He did not have the ability to dictate and control fights with his legs. Now he does, and he looks like a future champion in the making.
Sliced open good. There's a lot of blood. Can't go much more.
All right, here we go as our next round gets underway. His strong leg packs so much power that even when he doesn't throw it full throttle, you see he's able to inflict damage. We'll see if he can keep it going here in this
He doesn't throw it full power, but even when he feints it, he draws out reactions from his opponents because they don't want to get hit with any more of those kicks. It's a sight to behold.
Well, just as he did in the previous round, continuing to land a high number of strikes here, and he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down. Scary, scary proposition for the opponent.
That one snuck in. Nice strike.
Hard shots landing on both sides here. Man, is he timing his shots well here tonight, DC. It's hard to recall him being this accurate in the past.
I mean, he is so sharp. And not only is he accurate, he's also keeping very busy.
Got clipped with a right hand. Oh, body kick attempt here, it's no good. Well, he's always on the counterattack, but a nice leg kick there by Choi.
He has a commitment to kicking tonight, and it shows. Nice head kick.
Oh, and he connects with a punch there, DC. You gotta like what you're seeing thus far.
I mean, the speed at which he throws is crazy.
Well, from a striking standpoint, he has put it all together tonight. He has landed a ton of significant strikes, and pretty easy fight, I would think, for the judges.
It's a pretty easy fight to score. Tonight was a night where everything went right, and that doesn't happen very often. Look at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick.
Continues to mix it up, going to the head, mixing in some body shots. Lands with the right hand. Oh, he landed that knee to the midsection. Gotta think his opponent's gonna feel that one in the morning.
And he's gonna continue to throw that strike because he knows that his opponent can't take many of them.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood with those leg kicks. His opponent's got him in the clinch. He needs to break away and get back to his range because he's taking punch after punch from this clinch position.
Checks the leg kick.
Oh, that's a nice strike.
And they separate. Oh, Superman punch. Choi's right torso. Oh, what a power strike there. He could be in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. He doesn't know if he's in the octagon or at his mama's house for Thanksgiving. Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him. Knock him out. The fight's done.
Oh, beautifully placed in time kick there by Choi.
It's okay. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
Sneaky head kick. Oh, big punch lands. He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks. Oh man, head kick lands.
Wow.
Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
Oh, he got that knee to connect to the body, and if you're the defensive fighter here, you got to make sure you don't eat too many more of those.
Cannot eat too many. You got to get the elbows inside, because otherwise he's going to land one that's going to shut everything down. Big kick.
Straight to the body by Choi.
Ooh, big shot lands.
All right, single collar tie now. Back and forth we go. Kick to the body by the Korean Superboy.
Come on, man. Let's get that tape.
How's his opponent still
I
standing?
mean, I have no idea. This fight is supposed to be over. And it might not be over now, but it's going to be over very soon. Big kick lands. Got him.
Got the single collar tie.
Nice head kick.
Oh, and he connects there. Pretty nice punch there.
Great job finding the range to land those punches.
Big right hook coming, it's blocked. 15 seconds.
Nice head kick.
Nice shot to the body there. Oh, and he tags him with the straight, beautifully placed there by the Korean Superboy. 20 minutes down, potentially 5 to go. All right, now we take a look back at some of the action in that previous round, DC. A lot to like on both sides, really.
I mean, both were intent on going forward. And what happens when nobody wants to take a step back? They meet in the middle. That's exactly what they did, and they both found success over the course of that round.
Keep that pace up. Wow, I'm impressed. You really broke him down with your striking. Keep that going. Inside low kick is awesome.
You ready to fight? You ready?
We have arrived at this 5th and final round.
Good punch lands.
Nice jab, follows it up with a nice right hand. Oh, he eats a knee there. That does not taste good. Keeps going back to that jab, keeps throwing that jab, but unable to land. All right, so a nice Nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be, and if you do that, most times you will block the shot that's incoming.
Nice connection with a punch there. It's hard to recall a time in the past that his boxing looked this sharp.
He's never looked this good. That was a thudding leg kick.
And both fighters exchange in the pocket.
Can't take many of those, you better check. You don't know when that leg kick's coming.
Another kick to the leg now landed by Choi. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. Well, a lot of fighters say there's no worse feeling on fight night than when your cardio abandons you, and there's been a lot of output in this fight, but both
great.
All right, so a near-perfect entry there, and finally he gets his first takedown of the fight, and they say, of course, you don't succeed. Try again, was able to get him down there.
Persistence pays, and that's what we saw with this young man. Over and over, he shot for takedowns, he tried to mix it up, and he got defended. But eventually, he got it done. Now, what does he do with this top control?
Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land, and he's trying to land effective strikes. Nice straight punch.
Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs to throw that right punch straight down the pipe. It's unreal.
Well, don't get mad, get even, right? He got stunned by his opponent earlier in the round. He's clearly been losing since. Mentally, it appears as though he's checked out a little bit.
A lot easier said than done. When his opponent has the power that he possesses, it's hard for him to say, you know what, I'm going to take one to give one. Ooh, what a punch. Nice body kick.
Well, that left hand has been there at times, not on that attempt. Going back to his patented kicks here, but unable to find the target there. 2 minutes now to go in this one. That shot blocked by Choi, and that one was heavy. Again, the winner here was so aggressive with his onslaught that ultimately appeared as though the outcome was an eventuality. So if you're the referee, you got to protect the fighter, and I thought he did a good job of doing just that. All right, we'll take a look back at the highlights. You know we're going to find that nasty head kick somewhere in this highlight rip. Just an incredible result for him here tonight.
A very nice head kick to finish the fight, but don't ignore all the work he did with his hands, and give credit to the opponent. The opponent was in there every step of the way. And in order to get a fight of the night like you got tonight, both guys have to be willing to participate.
All right, the official decision is in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 5. Declaring the winner by knockout, the Korean Superboy, Doo Ho Choi.
Well, he's smiling ear to ear, and why not after a knockout like that? I need a ticket to the